Welcome to Mid-Dose. Let's learn about the difference between endocrine and exocrine. Endocrine. These are the type of glands that secrete substances, which is hormones, into the bloodstream. Exocrine. These are the type of glands which produces substances that will exert effects on neighboring organs or cells of the particular organ through a duct. Here, notice that endocrine secretes its substances into the bloodstream, and exocrine, it secretes its substances through a duct, and thus endocrine are a type of ductless glands, and exocrine are the type of glands with ducts. And endocrine secretes mainly hormones, and exocrine secretes enzymes, sweat, and oil. And endocrine, it pours the secretions mainly into the blood, as I said a while ago, and exocrine, it pours the secretions directly at the site of action. In endocrine, those hormones that is secreted was stored in the blood, and when an organ is in need of that hormone and it is used. But for exocrine, it pours its secretion directly at the site of action. So when an organ is in need of that enzyme, it directly pours those enzymes at the site of action. Endocrine, and the target of the glands is located away from the gland. For example, anterior pituitary, which is adenohypophysis, that is located in the brain, and that secretes FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, and that hormone targets ovaries and testes. And LH, luteinizing hormone, and that targets ovaries and testes as well. And GH, growth hormone, and that targets all tissues of the body. And TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone, that targets thyroid gland, and thus the target of the endocrine glands is located away from the gland. And for exocrine, the target of the glands is very close to the gland. Endocrine, its response is delayed because the secretions need to be transported through the blood to the target organ. But for exocrine, its response is rapid because the substances are secreted directly to the target organ. And endocrine mainly controls the long-term activities of the target organ. Long-term activities. And for exocrine, it mainly controls the short-term activities of the body. Let's see the quantity of the substances secreted by each gland. For endocrine, the secretions are in minute quantity, and for exocrine, the secretions are in a large quantity. For endocrine, it is minute, and for exocrine, it is large. And for endocrine, a small change in secretion leads to disorders, but for exocrine, small change in secretion has no big effect. And for endocrine, these glands have slower response to target sites, and for exocrine, these glands have comparatively faster response to the target sites. And example of endocrine glands are hypothalamus, pituitary, thyroid, parathyroid, adrenal, pineal, pancreas, ovaries, and testes. And for exocrine, examples are sebaceous gland, mammary gland, ceruminous gland, sweat gland, salivary gland, lacrimal gland, and pancreas. Here, pancreas is involved in both
endocrine and exocrine because it does both the functions.
Thank you for listening. I hope you have gained knowledge about endocrine and exocrine. See you in my next video. Until then, like, share, comment, subscribe, click the bell icon to get notified with my upcoming videos.